Hello, this is Professor Johnson, and in this video I'm going to cover the solutions for the POCTF 2024 Digital Forensic Challenges, the DF Challenges. If you're watching this and still seeking the answers to the 2024 contest, I want to thank you for coming back and for your patience. It has taken much longer than I had hoped to get these out, but we're here and I'm getting excited for the 2025 contest, so we're going to give those solutions out to you. We can cure any lingering questions or doubts. This will include all of the digital forensic challenges except for the 400 level challenge. If you want to see the answer to that one, check out the dedicated 400 level challenge video, which I released many months ago now. We will begin with Forensics 100, a flat circle. On this one, I give you a very long and pointless rambling about the nature of existence and life, the universe and everything. And then I end with, hey, check out this cool optical illusion I found. And I will show you that optical illusion now. If you are potentially sensitive to optical illusions, that appear to swirl and whatnot, you may not want to look. I'll warn you when I'm done. It's just this, optical illusion that appears to move everywhere other than directly where you're looking. It's a pretty cool one. I apologize. That's it. That's all I provide you. I provide you with this text and this optical illusion, and the text is absolutely a red herring. Let me show you what you do with the picture. All right, so my preferred tool for this are custom plugins that I've written for GIMP, but as I don't have that at hand at the moment, we're going to use Forensically for the analysis of this picture. If you're not familiar with Forensically, you should get acquainted. It is a fantastic free tool. It's just out there and available, and I think it's Jonas Wagner. Ah, man, I'm sorry if it's Jonah or something else. I know is it Rusty Wagner? Hold on. There's no way I'm going to give a shout out to Forensically and I'm just going to forget the guy's name. Yeah, Jonas Wagner. I was right the first time. Go me. Anyway, thank you, Jonas Wagner. This tool is amazing. I use it with my students all the time. And I have my own custom plugins that I've written, but to be honest with you, Forensically is a very close second in my mind. If it's all I have, no problem working with it. All right, enough glazing Forensically, though. What you want to do is drop the image from the challenge into Forensically. And we're going to go with error level analysis. If you are sensitive to the optical illusion, you can look back now. The illusion has no effect when it's in the error level analysis portion. So if you check the error analysis, although it's not visible in the image, once we do take a look at the error patterns in the image, there's our flag right there. POCTF, USP, so on and so forth, the man in the high castle. So that's it. You take the image. DF100, a record of events. Here's a simple forensic challenge for you. This is an old flash drive that was lost in the streets near campus one day. I give you the disk image. A lot of you thought the challenge was supposed to be finding the owner of the flash drive. No, that's not the case. I know who the owner is. It's just text for the challenge, it's just part of the gag. But yeah, you are supposed to search the disk, and the flag is on there. But it's not an image. It's not visible. I do put some images on there. Here's me, IRL. Here's you right now. And that's just red herrings. You carve out images thinking that one of them is going to be the flag, and they're not. Instead, the flag is an audio file, an MP3 named Soto Voce. And it's just an AI voice reading out the flag letter by letter. That's all it is. DF 100, I've been there too. Attached to this challenge is a SQLite file. It's a simulated student database where someone has come in afterward to make a few modifications. In my entire career, I've never had a student break into the student information system to change their grade or add credits they didn't earn, but it's always something I've thought about. I see it as a classic paradox of risk analysis and game theory. But this isn't the place for that discussion. Enjoy the challenge, and I do provide you with a SQLite file. It is here. As a matter of fact, I'm using DB browser for SQLite right now, so I'll just drop this in here. Indices, tables. Oh. There we go. All right, so there's one table, a new students table. Here are the students, their GPA, the year they graduated, has COVID vaccine, and photos. Well, they're not actually there, but you know what I mean? Then we just have student names. And if we scroll around here, we have part of the flag here, POCTF, UWSP, do androids dream. Down here's the last fragment. That's it. That's all you're doing. Okay, back to the DF challenges. Hide the columns. Okay, back to, let's see, we're on DF 200, Hooper Holler. Learning memory forensics, as I recall, was a painful process, not because it was difficult, but because when it was difficult, it was very difficult. And when it wasn't, it was very easy. I find myself overthinking things a lot, mapping out memory and taking copious notes when the truth was right there for the taking if I just thought to look before diving in. And then I provide you with a memdump image. So the challenge text indicates that it really is very obvious. If you don't need to put this through volatility or any other memory forensic tool. You just gotta strings it and you'll see it. It's really supposed to be that simple. It was just supposed to be kind of a red herring and have people, using their normal memory forensic procedures and so on. I gotta say, I guess at this point, digital forensics is my interest. It's my research interest. I would consider it my specialty. I'm the director of our digital forensic lab and everything. And I've always been kind of disappointed with forensic challenges, other than, of course, like the CTFs that Magnet puts on. The scenarios that Magnet does are really kind of top notch. I love those challenges. But for the most part, digital forensics, like cracking challenges, kind of seems always like it's an afterthought, and I've always been disappointed in the ones that I've put out because I always thought forensics was such a niche and inaccessible skill set, I guess I'll say, that I always kept things really easy like this. I've decided to stop doing that. For the 2025 contest, I'm going to make the digital forensic challenges much more on the hard side. Even the 100 level challenges, which will still be easy and accessible for complete beginners, are going to require exercising some actual forensic skills. I think that the category, I don't know, it's owed that much, I guess is what I'm saying. So you can expect much more difficult challenges in the future on this one. I'm going to design it so that the upper level challenges would be a challenge even to myself. So pretty hard, I think. Anyway, that's Hooper Holler. Simple as that. Strings it, you'll find the flag. DF200, known unknowns. So I was lying in an open field with my super sensitive directional mic, trying to listen to stars like I do every Saturday night. You know, normal stuff. It was going fine, and I was jamming out to the sounds of Saturn when I hear this sound coming through. I'm guessing it's the sound of swamp gas reflecting off of Jupiter. And then you're provided with an MP3 file labeled Alien Rock and Roll. Or sorry, it's a WAV file. This one is also pretty simple once you figure it out. The flag is hidden visually in the spectrogram. So you just use Audacity or something to view the spikes of the audio, and you'll see that it's just a block that spells out the flag, like visually spells out the flag. It's that simple. DF200, I never met the Pie Man. The title of this challenge isn't a clue, it's a complaint. I took the family on vacation last summer. I can't remember where, some city in Europe or Italy or Zealand or something. My wife wanted to go to the museum where they had some statue called the Pie Man. I flew all the way there and stood in line all day. I asked the wife, etc., etc. And I give you an image file. So this one, again, just as easy as you might expect. You just look for the flag. It's going to be in there in a frame by frame. You're likely to come across it. Or did I change the challenge? I might have changed that one because I thought, damn, that's too easy even for this. Let me double check. Oh, right. Yeah. I embedded the flag in the move file. It's not visually apparent. I did think that it was too easy. So yes, it's embedded in the metadata. Still very easy, but a lot less easy than just looking at the video and seeing it. So yeah, check the metadata. DF300, daily doses. You know what I find most frustrating about digital forensic work? The attention to detail. It never fails that I look over a piece of evidence again and again and again and somehow miss something. Well, this challenge is more of a test of your powers of detection than your technical acumen. Still, this is exactly the kind of thing I've missed over and over again. People miss the forest for the trees. Some people miss the trees for the forest. And then I give you a PCAP file. Excuse me. I'm sorry. It's summer and I have allergies. I apologize for the fairly constant sneezing and coughing. All right. So yeah, this one again is a really easy one. It's a PCAP file, and I just hid the flag. I encoded it and put it in the user agent, one of the user agents in the connection. That's it. If you're looking for it, you'll spot something odd. And you just decode it. It's just hex encoded, I think. Okay, DF300. I'm a stranger here myself. Let's see. This challenge was inspired after a real case I worked. That's actually true. In my experience, actual steganography is pretty rare and typically signifies a subject with advanced domain competency in counterforensics. That's just a fancy computer criminology term to say I only see it in subjects that are really good specifically in defeating computer forensics one way or another. Most subjects will use encryption or basic obfuscation because you get similar results with less hassle. That's also true. I'm actually not lying in this challenge text so far, which is pretty rare for me. Only the most sensitive of evidence and most paranoid of subjects encrypt and hide their data. That's also true. I was contacted to re-examine evidence in a criminal case. It was an alleged criminal conspiracy with multiple subjects, 5 to be exact. Oh, there's my first lie. It was 6, not 5. And it was suspected that there was a 6. Oh, never mind. Never mind. There were 6. The only problem It's been so long since I wrote this, I don't remember what I said. The only problem was that there was no solid evidence directly linking the sixth member to the conspiracy. I took a look and discovered that a situation crudely reproduced in this challenge, and it is crudely reproduced. I give you one PCAP file, and of course, there was a mountain of evidence to go through in this one. And they were all, this is how old the case was. They were BlackBerry devices. That's how old they were. The flag for this challenge uses a 1 in place of the I, and oh, that's right. I made so many mistakes in the character set for the flag. I made so many mistakes that next year I'm literally going to just write a script to encode them instead of doing it myself manually. That's how many mistakes. I'm just going to automate the process because I screwed it up so bad. Anyway, I give you a PCAP file here to look at. Let me try to explain, I guess. Let's see. I might have to pull up Network Miner to explain this. Yeah, I suppose. No, should I do what? I'll just use Wireshark. It'll do, I guess. Yep. Okay. So here we have our communication. This is one PCAP file, so one device to and from. We can see that they're both private IP addresses, so we can, and it's not even that long. I think I kept it pretty short. Anyway, if we look here, you'll see that there's an FTP transfer. We have a file df300-3_part1. So there's two files, right, that are being sent via FTP here. You just carve out both of them. There's a part 1 and a part 2. Carve out both of them, and then you just use a hex editor like HXD or something, reassemble the file, part 1 and part 2 together equals one file, and that's how you get the flag. Next, we have the last one, DF300. It's all in the hips. Somehow, I've ended up with a collection of security cameras, mostly from POCs, proof of concepts. You know, working on security, sometimes you vet physical security systems. That's true. Physical security has been a part of every security position that I've been in, and I was a physical security pen tester for a little while, which is a super fun job and the best way to legally break into things. Let's see, where am I going with this? Oh, right, this is the one where my camera went missing and it went on an adventure, and, you know, you're supposed to look through it for evidence of where the camera was, which will inevitably lead to the flag. So if you take the 001 image from the challenge, let's see, you get a few images that you can carve off of it. This one, which is gibmoney.jpg, is damaged. The issue that we see when we try to open it, this is with infran view, it tells us that it can't read the file header. Well, we know it's supposed to be a JPEG. Rebuild the header. Let's see if we can just... Let's see. I have HXD on this. But let's try... We're not going to be able to just notepad this. No, of course not. Does Notepad give us the ability to not use... No, there is no raw encoding in Notepad, apparently. Okay. Then I guess HXD it is. Just a moment. All right. So here's the file gib money, and we can see the file header. First few bits here have been the first few bytes. It does not contain the file signature for a JPEG, so it should be DDFFD8. That should be our file signature for the beginning, the file header, and our EOF FFD9. So if we just change it, FFD8FF, and we save that file, and you can see that here we have the ASCII translation of the file. That's exactly what we're looking for. Let's save as, there we go. So a picture of a bear. We just had to replace the file signature. We have it's me.jpg. Oh, again, we have an error. It's a decode error. You can see when we try and open it exactly what the problem with. Not a JPEG file, starts with 00. So again, we have a file signature in need of assistance. And in this case, we even still have part of the signature. We're just missing the, we have part of the file header. We're just missing the signature. So FFD8, FF, the second FF is not strictly necessary. Save that. And we get the Great Sasquatch. We have a file named Night Monkey. That one is not damaged, but it's also not the flag. And then we have This Could Be Us.jpg, and it tells us not a JPEG, starts with DEAD. DEAD, that says dead. That's because the file signature has been replaced with dead beef. FFD8, and sure, we'll add the FF. Let's save that. I made a mistake. I put D9 instead of D8. FFD9 is the end of file marker. There we go. Repair the file. There's your flag. All right. I'm not going to do that for any more challenges. That's way too time consuming. But there you go. That's your digital forensic challenges. So we'll come back and move to the exploit challenges. If you're interested in those, then I'll see you over there.